voice of the people, 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent, and here are the top stories. Guinea's coup leader enters presidential race. A bandit abducted 10 in Kebbi communities. Police rescue 6. Nigerian immigration seizes Senator Natasha's passport at airport as lawmaker accuses Senate President Akpabio and President Tinubu to appoint new ambassadors amid U.S. tension. Details now. Thank you for staying tuned. The world news at 12 begins with the military commander who has ruled Guinea since a coup 4 years ago, entering the presidential race ahead of next month's election, breaking an earlier promise to hand power to a civilian government. General Mamadi Doumbouya submitted his candidacy at the Supreme Court on Monday, flanked by soldiers and wearing black sunglasses. He did not make any public comment. Two of Guinea's biggest opposition parties, RPG Arc-en-Ciel and the UFDG, have been excluded from December's contest. This has raised concerns about the election credibility. Guineans reacted with shock last month when it was announced that presidential candidate would need to pay a deposit of 875 million Guinean francs, which is about $100,000 to contest the election. While the previous deposit was almost as high at 800 million francs, some analysts had hoped it would be reduced to encourage more people to stand in these historic elections. 4 years ago, General Doumbouya had pledged to hand over power to civilians. The election is being held under a new constitution that allows General Doumbouya to run for presidency. Under his rule, the Guinean authorities have been cracking down on peaceful dissent, including attempts to mobilize people towards a return to democratic rule. The junta has been criticized for suspending media outlets, restricting internet access, and brutally suppressing demonstrations. Back home in Nigeria, 10 people have been abducted by bandits during coordinated attacks on Tunga, Wazga, and Unguwa Chiroma communities in Danko Wasago local government area of Kebbi State. Though the police reported that 10 people were kidnapped during the attack, a source explained that the number of abductees was about 15 people, saying some were freed after a gun battle between security operatives and the attackers. The police spokesperson, CSP Nafiu Abubakar, explained that the divisional police officer in Danko mobilized a joint team of policemen and the vigilantes who pursued the bandits and intercepted them at Marina, a border village near Zamfara State. He stated that during the fierce exchange of fire, the bandits abandoned 6 of their victims and fled into the forest with gunshot injuries, adding that the attackers had crossed into Kebbi from Zamfara. Meanwhile, in a very recent development, the senator representing Kogi Central, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, has alleged that Senate President Godswill Akpabio ordered Nigerian immigration officers to seize her international passport at the airport, preventing her from traveling abroad. In a video circulating online today, the lawmaker was seen questioning immigration officials at the airport, asking why they allegedly confiscated her passport. She described the action as an unlawful restriction of her movement and also a gross violation of her fundamental rights. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan expressed frustration over what she described as repeated harassment and intimidation, urging authorities to intervene and end the embarrassment. Let's now take a listen to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan earlier today talking about her ordeal at the Nigerian Immigration Office.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. Good morning. This is Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Having completed my celebration of my second year in office, I decided to take a week off. So I'm at the airport here, and my passport is being withheld again. The same thing happened last time where my passport was seized. I have committed no offense, and there is no order from the court to withhold my passport and deny me traveling. The last time this happened, The officer in charge told us that the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, instructed them to withhold my passport and prevent me from traveling because he said each time I travel out of the country, I smear the country's image by granting interviews out in international media. Please, can you tell them to release my passport and this embarrassment should stop? You have no right to withhold my passport. You have no right to deny me exit and entrance into my country. I have not committed any offense, and this must stop. Sorry. No, this must stop. As a matter of fact, I think I have to sue you for continuously embarrassing me. Sorry. No, don't tell me sorry. Can I please have my passport? You can't keep doing this to me all the time. I've been standing here for the past 20 minutes. Why are you doing this? What have I committed? The last time it had to take someone influential to call you to release my passport. That was what allowed me travel. Now again, you're withholding my passport. Why are you making calls? Is Godswill Akpabio so important? Why is he overruling boundaries? Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President, has instructed the Comptroller General of Customs to deny me exit, to withhold my passport. This is wrong. There was no order. Yes, I know I have 2 federal government cases against me, of which the President of Nigeria instructed the AGF to cancel the cases, to withdraw the cases. No, hold on, please. This President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually spoke with Godswill Akpabio to terminate all the cases against me because he agreed that they were politically witch-hunting cases. Hold on. So there is no reason why my passport should be withheld at the international airport. There is no reason why. You have no right to do that, madam. You have no right. You are taking laws into your hands. There is no court order. I have not missed any of my court appearances. I have attended all my court sessions. I am not a flight risk. I am not a risk to my country. So why are you treating me like a criminal? Can I have my passport, please? Thank you very much. Sometimes I think you just have to be a rebel to get things right. Then you keep asking Nigerians to be good citizens. If I had not gone public, would you have given me my passport?
Moving on, President Bola Tinubu is set to conclude the appointment of ambassadors to Nigeria's foreign missions worldwide after months of diplomatic gaps and growing pressure over the country's absence of envoys abroad. Multiple presidency officials familiar with the development told journalists that the president had ordered the final cleanup of the list of nominees ahead of its release. The sources spoke on condition of anonymity as they were not authorized to comment publicly. The official explained that the Senate had already screened the nominees, noting that the cleanup was to ensure that no one due for retirement remained on the list. Another source confirmed that security and background clearances were completed months ago. However, a revision became necessary after several nominees passed away, took new appointment, or opted out due to ill health. The development comes more than 2 years after President Tinubu in September 2023 made a decision to recall all ambassadors from Nigeria's 109 foreign missions, comprising 76 embassies, 22 high commissions, and 11 consulate, as part of a comprehensive diplomatic review. Since then, most missions have been headed by chargé d'affaires or senior consular officers with limited authority to represent Nigeria in formal negotiations. Former Secretary to the Abia State Government, Dr. Eme Okoro, has issued a strong warning to the PDP ahead of the 2027 general elections. Okoro insisted that the PDP must zone its presidential ticket to the southeast in 2027 or risk losing support from the region. He spoke in Umuahia on Monday while reacting to internal issues troubling the party. According to him, many loyal party members in the southeast have become frustrated by what he described as years years of disregard and neglect. He said he remained one of the remnant in the PDP and one that the party could not count on the Southeast vote without guaranteeing the region's interests. He lamented that the PDP, once built on fairness and public trust, had drifted from its founding values. The former Abia State scribe blamed what he called imposition, impunity, and a lack of respect for internal agreement as reasons for the party's decline in public confidence. Speaking further, Okoro recalled that the party's poll outing in Abia during the 2020 regional elections was as a direct result of ignoring warnings against imposition and disregard for the Abia Charter of Equity. The former SSG also defended his decision to support Governor Alex Otti of the Labour Party, despite being a PDP member, explaining that his backing was based on performance and not party sentiment. Despite the federal government's appeal and assurances of resolving doctors' grievances, hospitals across Nigeria are facing widespread disruptions as the indefinite strike by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NARD) enters its third day. Hospitals in Abuja and Lagos show that the strike has left many patients stranded, some wards empty, and the consulting rooms locked. While some hospitals' emergency and critical care units remain functional, most general consultations and clinics have been suspended. The industrial action began at midnight on Saturday and was declared over due 2 years of unmet demand and poor working conditions. NARD has vowed to continue the strike until the federal government meets their demands. You're listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm now being joined by Mr. Elvis Elimihele for the analysis segment on the World News at 12. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Elvis, and thank you for joining me today.
Good afternoon, Choma. It's your day.
Very well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Let's talk about the latest development which actually happened this morning. You know, we were all doing what we were doing when we saw that Senator Natasha had put out a video saying that her passport was seized by the Nigerian immigration, and she went ahead to blame the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. Some Nigerians would say, look, why do you always blame Akpabio for your woes? There is no indication to show that he asked the immigration to seize your passport, or is it that that order had been given before she got there? Because by the time she started, talking about this and calling Nigerians' attention to it, they released that passport. What is the reason for the continuous, we call it, mistreatment of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan? Because this time around, this is not on the floor of the Senate. This is at the Nigerian immigration. She said, and she was right, that there is no case against her that is preventing her from traveling. And she also said the president has spoken to the Senate president to withdraw all charges against her. So what is the reason for this behavior? Or were the Nigerian immigration just getting ahead of themselves?
Choma, is so funny that this nation is turning into a banana republic every day. You can even see what is happening now. It's even happening to them now at the top. Then you cannot think of you and I. I was surprised when I saw that video clip. I don't know what Senate, if really the Senate president is the one that is giving this order. I don't know what she's dragging with Senator Natasha Akpabio. This is another person's wife. They met at the Halo Chambers as co-senators, and a senator by rank is the same level. Just being a Senate president is just out of they just need a leader. It's just first among equal. It's not that anybody could be voted into that power. So for him to be using his position, if really is the one behind it, in order to intimidate others, is something that is calling for a very big concern. And I hope the earlier he drops it, then the better, because he also need to have a better image and a better integrity. Even if he's not ready to respect himself, he should respect that office. That is the third office of this country. He's the third person in this country. So if he's not respecting himself as Senator Akpabio, he should respect the office of the Senate president of this nation. So calling his name out in the public, he's the one that says, told the immigration to confiscate his passport and all that, is not really a good image to his office.
Again, there is no indication that he is indeed responsible for this due to the issues that they have been having, right? One would say that, whenever Senator, even if mosquito should bite her, she will blame Akpabio.
Well, that is even the reason why I'm calling on him to get that integrity for himself for now. Let everything that has happened before now become a thing of the past and forge a new way forward. Because now it was easy for Senator Natasha to mention his name, because she said he has done it before. And who knows? I mean, it could be a handwriting on the wall, some on another in another form. So the president should intervene and call Senator Akpabio to order and let peace reign in the National Assembly. The issue we have at hand in Nigeria now is more than what this should be distracting themselves. They should face the issue we have at hand in Nigeria now better than all this internal bickering among themselves.
You want the president to intervene, but Senator Natasha is saying he has already told Senate President Godswill.
Probably he has not heard so well. So the president should remind him that this what Nigerians have at hand now is more than the issue between him and Senator Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha. So we want them to put their heads together and talk of the situation we are going through at the moment now. Not coming up with a situation that will further demystify their offices as National Assembly members of this nation.
All right, then let's quickly talk about this report on President Tinubu getting set to appoint new ambassadors. And there in some quarters, some people are saying, oh, it is because of this U.S. military threat. We've not had ambassadors since September 2023. This is November 2025 for 2 years. How come the president never deemed it fit for us to have international representatives that they could have been having these conversations with the office of the U.S. president, or even those senators who have been talking about this Christian genocide in Nigeria, could have channeled all of their concerns maybe to the U.S. consulate or to the Nigerian consulate in the U.S. or the Nigerian High Commission or the embassy in the U.S. They could have asked the ambassador there, say, come, let's have this conversation before it will escalate to the point where it seems that some senators or even the U.S. president is threatening Nigeria, threatening Nigeria's president, threatening Nigeria's sovereignty. Why exactly did the president not deem it fit for Nigeria to have international representatives?
Choma, it's something that I cannot even imagine. You in your news bulletin, you said since September 2023, yes, the ambassadors were called back by the president. You can imagine. I mean, he was sworn in May 29, 2023, and between May and September, he rushed in calling back the ambassador without even making any arrangement on how to get this position filled up. Knowing fully well that you, as the president of Nigeria, you have to have image makers abroad. That's the major job of the ambassador. Unfortunately, we saw APC, for dragging in most of the things they're supposed to do in dispatch. Remember when the late president Muhammadu Buhari was sworn in, it took him almost a year before we got ministers in this nation. Then he managed to get minister. Now Tinubu managed to get minister, but ambassadors were not there who are supposed to do the manage Nigeria's image abroad. But coming at this time, definitely Nigerians will say it's because of what is going on at the moment. But I know too well that it was a deal that came too late, because he cannot be the image maker. Although we see him junketing the globe every day, but there are supposed to be Nigerians whose responsibility are supposed to be doing that job he is doing everywhere, moving around, telling Nigerians want to bring in foreign investors to this nation. The ambassador of every Nigeria, ambassador to most of the countries, is supposed to be the one that will even be selling Nigeria to their respective country. What we have here, what we are doing here, what this administration is doing, how this administration is repositioning things. But we see the president packing his bag by himself, all in the name of telling Nigerians that he wants to go and bring in foreign direct investors. And we have criticized that so much because we know the testacle that goes into that, and these testicles are paid in foreign currencies. So let him please release the names and let them scrutinize the name again. You know what has been happening with APC when they release name. Let this one not be that we'll start seeing the name of some Nigerians that have died over the years. They are good at that, and at the end of the day, they will withdraw the name, withdraw the list again, and tell you they want to go and work on it, and that will further delay it. before they release this, I think it should pass through the proper protocol and let it be vetted as expected, so that we will not be seeing Nigerians that are dead over the world. Yes. And again, it should try as much as possible not to politicize this list. Let it be career diplomats. Because the way the situation we are going through in the world now, we need career diplomats to be able to manage Nigerians' image. This should not be a list that should be compiled from APC political leaders that will go there and be playing politics instead of trying to do the job that they are appointed to do.
All right. Now, talking about doing the jobs that they are appointed to do, it's been 2 years,
Yes.
that has been established.
Yes.
In that 2 years, we've seen how Nigeria's image abroad has suffered immensely.
Absolutely.
Sometimes Nigerians are being blamed for it, saying, oh, it is Yahoo boys that are spoiling our image. It is drug traffickers that are spoiling our image. But in that 2 years, we've seen different issues, like this Senator Natasha and Akpabio issue was one of them. Right, and then she went abroad and started talking to all the media houses about it. Is that not enough to actually destroy Nigeria's image in the international scene? Nigeria, which would I say used to be the giant of Africa, or still claims to be the giant of Africa, doesn't seem so gigantic anymore.
Well, she has the right to brief the press. That's why we always say, try as much as possible to make your home function well. Try as much as possible to curtail those things that will bring down your name abroad. Unfortunately, when Natasha and Akpabio's matter came up, the president didn't act early enough. And you know what?
Must the president wade into every
No.
issue?
Yeah, because the president is in Nigeria. Choma, you will agree with me that the president, he is the supervisor of the executive. He's the head of the executive and the supervisor of the National Assembly. That's the legislative arm and even the judicial arm. So when we are calling on him to wade in, we know why we are calling on him, because we have seen in this nation that separation of power has never worked and it's not working. So that's why we call on the president, go and talk to your boys, because all the appointed officers in the National Assembly, probably the list came from him. So if any of them is going the other way, the president must call him to order. That's why we call on him, because separation of power has never worked in this nation. So he should be ready to, since they can bastardize that the three arms of government and not allow them function, then he should be ready to do the job of the three arms of government, because Nigerians will always point at him and call on him to do what he's supposed to do, because he is the head, and as the head and the most powerful president in the world, he appointed everybody that should work with him. Then he should also be able to regulate them appropriately.
All right, then let's talk about this very new development. Like this is a report, that just broke. This is a very, very new breaking report. In Niger State, that local government elections were conducted over the weekend.
Yes.
And of course, the governor voted. Some youths attacked his convoy. That is a different conversation altogether. But will you be surprised if I tell you that the APC won all the 25 local government seats?
I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised, Choma. It has always been like that.
All the local government
seats.
And then out of 274 councillorship seats, they won 271. It reminds me of the July 12 local government elections in Lagos, where the APC swept all seats except one in Yaba. And it was a councillorship seat in Yaba.
Yeah.
And we are seeing that happening in Lagos. We see it happening now in Niger State. We saw it happening in Rivers State. Whereby the sole administrator conducted the election just before he left. And of course, the APC swept everywhere.
Yeah.
And the opposition is saying they are ready, they are gearing up for 2027.
Yes.
It's, by all indications, the APC is the party to beat in 2027. So if they are sweeping the grassroots and making sure, just yesterday when Bayelsa State Governor D.A. Diri entered the APC, he was being told, you have to sweep 99% votes into the APC's basket. Use that APC broom to sweep 99% votes for us. Yeah,
what do you expect, Choma? He that pays the pipers, the takes the tone. The SIEC chairman of every state is appointed by the governor. I'm talking of the State Electoral Committee, State Electoral Commission chairman is appointed by the governor. And before the governor appoints you, you are going to do his bidding. You just mentioned those states that where the election has been conducted. Don't be surprised. My own state is coming soon. Those states. it's still going to be the same thing.
You're expecting the same
Yes,
thing.
it's going to be. I mean, have you heard the governor talk to any other thing? Anywhere, anytime he has opportunity to hold the microphone, he tells you he was going to give Tinubu 3.5 million votes in Edo State every time. So what do you expect? The 18 local government, you are going to see what is going to happen in Edo State. We are still going to report it here, I will remind ourselves when I said it in this studio. So the issue is, this is why we are calling on electoral reform, Choma, that we want a reformation where these politicians will not be the one that are appointing the so-called umpires of their own elections. You are the referee, you are the player, you are the referee. How do you get a good result in that game? You are still the person that say, oh, this is my team. You are coming in to referee the same team that belongs to you. There will be no result. That's what we are saying here. Don't be the local government to the Niger State you made mention of. You saw all the crises that be happening in Niger State, all the death and that be happening in Niger State. In that case, do you even think that a normal person in Niger State will be talking of voting for such governor, or voting for APC in that kind of state, with all the happenings that have become happening in the state? But unfortunately, it is not the result that we should be talking about. It is those that design the result that we should be talking about, because the designers of the result will always make us to become talkative. Because when they throw the result at us, it is now left for us to be debating it and be analyzing it. That's something is wrong somewhere. We have to get to the to the root cause of what is wrong. That is, the appointment of electoral officials in Nigeria is still wrong. And when that is not corrected, these results we are really not 12 over 12, 15 over 15 local government, 20 over 20 local government will continue, Choma.
You know, political parties who were involved in that election, who participated, and some voters have come out to reject these results, saying that it does not reflect the will of the people. They are alleging widespread irregularities, disenfranchisement, and manipulation and intimidation of voters. They say it was manipulated in favor of the ruling party, that is the APC. Now, reports from across the 25 local government area indicate that there were instances of late arrival. In some places, there was complete absence of electoral officials and materials at some polling units. At some polling units, nobody came to vote, but there was results. Now, opposition parties have accused the Niger State Independent Electoral Commission of colluding with the APC to suppress voter turnout and to manipulate results. The commission has not said anything about that. Meanwhile, about 2 days ago,
what are you talking about? If I may react to that, Choma,
that is the same Niger State.
Yes, if I may react to it's an academic exercise. Nothing is going to come out. They are going to only cry and yell and wail. The next thing they'll tell you to go to court. And when you know what has always been the outcome when they say go to court. So forget about opposition. Opposition has actually become like a forgotten thing in this nation. Nobody is talking opposition again. They will only cry, wail, and yell. And at the end of the day, these local government chairmen that were elected, I think by now they will already be sworn in. So they are going to start from where, the governor is going to give them a dummy, and they are going to continue from there. All these all this crying and yelling from the opposition have become academic exercise in this nation. It doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere.
At all.
But we saw that 2 days ago, some angry youths attacked the governor's convoy, and here was the reason. They vandalized several vehicles in his convoy. They even
That's the same state,
the
same state where
the
same Niger State where
held on Saturday.
Yes.
So his convoy was attacked because he had reportedly promised residents of the state financial gifts ahead of the forthcoming local government elections. Say, oh, come on Friday and receive the money. On Saturday, go and vote. But the situation reportedly turned chaotic when only a few individuals benefited from the funds, leaving many others disappointed and enraged. The mob reportedly, they hurled stones, they hurled sachet water at the governor's convoy. They damaged at least 6 official vehicles. This was happening near the town hall in Bida, so you know that it's a place that is, well populated.
Yes.
This is a place where you can call, where people that even enlightened stay. Would you say that was a way to, not incitement, but to make the people vote for him? It's kind of like what Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo said. Look, the local government with the highest votes for APGA will receive 10 million naira.
There is no other way to say it. Is vote buying.
Is inducement.
Any vote buying is inducement. Therefore, that's why I was telling you just now that until we have a reformation in the electoral act, things will not work. Is it not the same state now that they are saying APC cleared all the local government? And you see, there is already protest because the promise of the governor that okay, come and collect money. They've not gotten the money. Why will a popular government be using money to buy votes for people to vote for them? Something is missing somewhere. Until we are able to fight this poverty, and so that they will not be spoon feeding us. Who can feed ourselves as expected. Then our resources get to us as normal. Then this nation will continue to remain like this. This protest you see is not just going. It happened to the governor now. It became news. It has been happening to some other political leaders who also go to the public polling unit to share money for their respective for respective voters. So unfortunately, now this one happened to the governor. That's to tell you that the governor is not even a popular person in the state to start with. But that same governor from APC now has cleared the whole local government. So are you now telling me that vote reflects the choice of the people that came out, the result that came out from this election reflect the choice of the people? It's absolutely no. But unfortunately, the other organs of government that are supposed to checkmate this are also under the whims and caprices of the executive. So they are not going to do anything, because when there are infractions of this nature, the opposition is supposed to go to court, and the court is supposed to make pronouncement and judgment where necessary accordingly. But unfortunately, we see that the court has also koto the same way that we have all the executive goes. So nothing is going to change. Nothing is changing, and nothing has changed until we continue to remind them and begin to tell Nigerians that we have a right towards voting for the right person that we believe can lead us, and getting the result as expected. That is the choice. That's why it's called democracy. That's why we continue to remind Nigerians that democracy belongs to us, not these few persons. Not up to 20% of Nigerians that is holding this democracy in grip, and that's breaking all Nigerians to become noise maker, wailers, and whip criers on every media. Unfortunately, we don't know our right. That's why when a protest is called, the police tear gas, we run back home and we continue yelling in our own various homes.
Let's now go to Abia State, where former secretary to the state government, that is former secretary to the Abia State government, Dr. Eme Okoro, has issued a strong warning to the PDP, saying they must zone the party's ticket in 2027 to the southeast, or the people of the southeast will not vote for them. In his words, he says PDP must zone the presidential ticket to the southeast. Aligbo must produce the presidential candidate of any party that wants my support and those of the people. Would you say this is somebody that's just speaking for himself, or he's speaking for the people of the southeast? Some people have berated Atiku Abubakar for not honoring the north-south unofficial agreement and for running to the ADC when it seems that the PDP would not give him that ticket. But do you see the PDP, with or without this threat or warning, zoning their ticket to the southeast in 2027? What chances do they have?
Choma, he is speaking for himself. Then, Choma, the big question you should ask me is, which of the PDP is he talking about? Does this man even think PDP will survive before 2027? The umbrella is completely torn. And unfortunately, you saw what happened yesterday. I mean, as we speak, the secretariat is under lock and key by the Nigeria police, because one section that favors the molars, those who have hijacked the PDP, I mean, are now the one that is occupying the secretariat. So the police can come and act as, we are sealing out the secretariat in the guise to guide those that they believe should be in the secretariat. So what he's saying, there is even no PDP any longer. He should be thinking of a political party that the Southeasterners should be, aligned with. I think they have a better party. Only they just jettison it. I thought that party should have been, ABGA should have been a celebrity party in the Southeast, not PDP. PDP, if he's talking about PDP, he has a long rope to draw, because I don't even see PDP getting to 2027 the way the umbrella has become tattered.
All right, then. But with all of this internal wranglings with the PDP right now, and factions suspending each other, taking each other to court, it's a whole lot of issues happening. You talk about the umbrella being torn, and rain, sun, everything just falling on
even
this
the breeze.
Then we look at how the APC have been consolidating their own base ahead of 2027. Does the PDP look like it is ready for these elections? We want to enter very, very soon to be January 2026, very soon to be campaign season. Who in that party can they even present?
Choma, I pray they should be able to get their homes in order to have candidates. Anambra election is next week. Is this week Saturday? Have you heard of PDP in Anambra election? This is a state in 1999 was won by Chinwoke Badinuju PDP. In 1999, when we came into this fourth republic, unfortunately today nobody is talking about PDP in Anambra State. We saw even from that time they were even though the Ngige won before the court removed him. Then we now saw Peter Obi came in, but they were still being able to manage some senatorial districts in Anambra. But today everything is eroded. So PDP is not a party for anybody to be clapping their hands towards 2027 general election. Then look, play it back to where we are now. You just made mention that APC is like, okay, they are consolidating towards that 2027. Whatever is happening in PDP now to PDP will still happen to APC. PDP boasted in this nation that they were going to rule Nigeria for 60 years. But after 16 years, I think mathematicians should divide the difference between 60 and 16 and tell us the result. What happened after 16 years that PDP today is no longer a party that can even talk of almost all the states are going off from their hands. So whatever APC is doing now, nobody is telling me that everybody that is jumping into APC love APC or that APC is doing well. They're only doing it because of their selfish interest. A time is also coming where implosion that happened in PDP will also happen in APC. But we are looking at that political party that is coming to rescue Nigeria. That's the party we should be talking about, not APC and PDP. APC and PDP are birds of the same feather. It's the same people that we knew in PDP that are all now in APC. That's why we are saying that we should give birth to a better political party, a newer political party where we will see vibrant Nigerians, younger Nigerians, technocrats, who knows how to handle this nation. Not all this one that have every statement that comes out of their mouth is either lies or political statements. We don't need all these ones any longer. So APC should not be celebrating because we have seen this before. At the time PDP was in this same level they are, but today look at PDP. So whatever happened to APC, PDP is still waiting for APC, and it will happen. Let me tell you, in 2027 general election, yes, all these governors that are junketing into APC, they may be able to come up with their own governorship candidate. This is my person. This is the person I want to take over from me. They may get that, but when it gets to the constituency elections, senators, House of Rep members, and State House of Assembly, they're going to start having issues there because every other person who have been in APC before the governor came, all these governors start coming in now, they also have their own political associates who are also eyeing that position that, even if I cannot be the governor, let me be a member of the House of Rep. But because the governor just came in yesterday now, like Diri, Delta State, Oborowori, and Akwa Ibom and all that, and Peter Oba, so they came in and became the party leaders. So you are not coming in with your own political associates to now override those that have been grooming this party even when you were somewhere else. That's where the implosion is going to come from, Choma, in 2027. We'll analyze it here as well.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis Alimihele, for joining me on the World News at 12 this afternoon. It's been such an insightful conversation, and I do appreciate you.
It's my pleasure. Have a blessed day.
Enjoy the rest of your day. You have been listening to the World News at 12, right here on the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Just before we wrap up, let's take a look at the top stories again. You heard that Guinea's coup leader has entered the presidential race. Bandits abduct 10 in Kebbi communities and police rescue 6. Nigerian immigration seizes Senator Natasha's passport at airport as lawmaker accuses Senate President Akpabio and President Tinubu to appoint new ambassadors amid U.S. tension. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12 and Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given? Meaning that you are bribing
You see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
I'm not looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, Right to Freedom of Expression and Press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed on this program solely those of the individual contributors and do not necessarily represent the official views of the Voice of the People 90.3 FM, Lagos. We do not endorse or take responsibility for any content shared by our followers, or third-party users. Thank you.
This is your number one radio station.
90.3.
The one radio you tune in on your way home. This is the one.
BOP 90.3 FM.
From the views on the street,
We go to bed empty.
voice of the people. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
These the biggest songs. We are Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. One hit at a time. The best music on the best radio. Best radio. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your DJ. This is the baddest DJ ever.
Okay!
When I grow up, I wanna be a DJ.
Je te dis les thunes, qui dit argent, dit dépenses, qui dit crédit, dit créance, qui dit dette, te dit huissier, lui dit incident net, qui dit amour, dit les gosses, dit tous, dit divorce, qui dit proche, te dit deuil, car les problèmes ne viennent pas seuls, qui dit te dit monde, dit famille, dit tiers-monde, qui dit réveil, encore sur de la veille, alors on sort pour oublier tous les problèmes, alors on dort. C'est fini, car pire que ça, ce serait la mort. Quand tu crois enfin que tu t'en sors, quand il y en a plus, eh ben il y en a encore.
When I grow